Hello there guys and welcome to another episode here in Apex F1 League for round number 5 in Spain. And as the difference from the other races, sprint is included for this race. So what it means for this league, that it is gonna be a 25% race distance sprint with its own qualifying for the sprint, and then we're gonna have after that qualifying for the race, which is gonna be a 35% race distance. So yeah, it's gonna be like 6 laps of the sprint plus 23 laps of the full race. So that means that it'll be way less than a single 50% race distance race. And unfortunately, the league owner got some really problems on making the lobby, so he was asking for someone to make a lobby, and I decided to be the one who makes the lobby. So yeah, I made that lobby and I was listening to his instructions so I could make the lobby exactly as he wanted to make it. So well, hope we get a good qualifying for the sprint and also a good full race. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit empty because we're only 8 drivers for the sprint, and man, it is gonna be a little bit of drivers, but well, at least the race is still going. I was a bit worried that the race wouldn't get longer, because that race, round 5, was supposed to begin last week, but unfortunately it got delayed to that week that we're playing it on the recording, because there weren't enough participants to get along it. So yeah, we are 8 drivers, but hope for the full race we get more drivers. And on our first flying lap that got validated and completed, we set a lap time of 1:12.876, which for now puts us into provisional pole position, which surprised me because that was not a very good lap time. A good lap time would be a mid 111, a low 111, but a high 112 is just pretty badly, and I almost crashed with the Haas exiting the last corner, but I got enough space to dodge him and still not lose speed. So yeah, it was a barely completed lap time because of it. And yeah, I did one lap before that, but unfortunately it got invalidated and I didn't complete it and went into the garage. And now we are on our in lap and we decided to get through the pre-1995 layout. And yeah, we are hoping that on the next lap that we are doing, it gets pretty well. We are not in provisional pole anymore because Hugo Racing has set a faster lap time, and I almost crashed into the pit lane, almost barely touching the wall. And we get into the garage. Hope we get a better lap time in the next one. So let's wait until the 2-minute mark and leave the garage and set a lap time, of course, with new soft tires. And now we begin the second and final flying lap of the session, and we are heading into turn 1 with new tires, and we see that we're not improving a lot. But now into turn 2 we just, oh my, no man, that Mercedes was just blocking me and I decided to just go straight just in case. I miraculously went to the inside and that Mercedes did not get to the outside. He was blocking me and I decided to still go through it because I did not want to lose lots of time. So if I decided to go through the outside and prevent that Mercedes, I would lose lots of tenths. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I could not even improve that lap time. Yeah, that's why I wasn't that worried about it. I wasn't pretty mad about the DNF. We see that our teammate gets pole position for now. Meanwhile, Hugo Racing is trying to get a faster lap time than Agar Hurtado, so he can get pole position. And Kak or Oak 2 is also trying to set a faster lap time than Agar Hurtado, although I see that he's not gonna set a faster lap time than him because I see that he's going pretty slow, and I think he's gonna be pretty slow and he's not gonna set a faster lap time than Agar Hurtado, not even my lap time. So maybe I'll maintain 4th place. Let's see what is about to set the lap time. We see that Hugo Racing gets pole position and Kak or Wak sets a lap time slower than mine, and we get 4th position in qualifying. So yeah, I did not worry that much because still if I attempted a maneuver to dodge, maybe that would cost me enough tenths that I wouldn't even improve my lap time. So yeah, that DNF wasn't that much. Hugo Racing gets pole position, my teammate qualified 2nd, Pero qualified 3rd, I finished 4th in qualifying, Lucas qualified 5th, Jose BF in 6th position, Wak in 7th, and GB Mix in 8th position, the only driver who did not set a lap time. Now let's get into the sprint. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty much of a sprint. We set 10 kilograms of fuel and the 5 red lights have turned on, and we are underway for the Spanish Grand Prix sprint. And we are running on soft tires because of course we only get 6 laps of sprint. So that doesn't mean that, oh my goodness me, I locked my rear brakes into turn 1. And I was saying that means that we don't need to worry even anything about our tire wear because we're gonna run 6 laps on soft tires and we are having a terrible start. We are down to P5 and we are losing another position because BF overtook us and we are struggling with our brakes, and I don't know why, but I did a THR Ragnarok training back a day before the race, and I just felt very differently on the brakes, on the brake pedal, and I don't know, maybe it felt a bit different in Spain, or maybe it felt the same, just like I forgot to brake. I don't know, I think I forgot how to brake. I was quite a bit worried about it, but I decided to make a little comeback. We begin lap 2 and we overtake BF99 and we are back to P5, and we need to overtake Lucas and Agar Hurtado so we can get into the podium and beat our teammate. And at the end of lap 4 we are about to overtake Lucas. He's having a bit of a struggle in the corners and he's run out of ERS, so we overtake pretty easily beginning lap 5 with DRS, and I decided to stop deploying ERS just to save a little bit and deploy all of it on the next lap, which is gonna be the final lap of the race. And we see that Perog and Hurtado are fighting for 2nd place, and meanwhile for us we get into turn 4 heading with a rear brake lock, and into turn 5 we are having a bit of a struggle with the brakes, and we head into turns 7 and 8 and we are doing a bit badly, and we are seeing that we have the fastest sector 1, but unfortunately I ran right into turn 9, hurting the chances to get into the podium, and that is pretty bad for us because I wanted to get into the podium and beat my teammate. And into the final lap of the race, we head into turn 9 and we get a warning for exceeding track limits, but Agarurtado, my teammate, had gotten the third warning of track limits and thus getting a 3-second time penalty, and so that means that I'll get into the podium and beat my teammate because he's less than 3 seconds ahead of me. And let's see if I don't make a mistake into the final corner. I don't do it. Ugo Racing wins the race and we cross the line in third position. Perrog finishes second place and Agar Hurtado, my teammate, gets demoted down to fourth place. Lucas finishes fifth position. Wak finishes sixth. Kosebiev in seventh place, and GB Mix is finishing dead last. Not competitive at all. And with that, I set the race results and we have saved like 20 seconds of it. So if you wanted to see more about the race results or maybe check a little bit more, hope you have paused that thing, or maybe we can get it right now. Here it is. Pause it, the video, if you want to see the details. Pause it, and now let's head into the qualifying for the full race. So we're now in the qualifying for the full race, and yeah, it took us a lot to begin that thing because we were waiting for 2 more players to join the session, and also we moved to another lobby because it was going to be a 35% race distance race, and to do that thing we needed to do another lobby because it was impossible to like change the race distance to from 25 to 35% when you have completed the sprint race and you're yet to begin the race. I think it is impossible to do that thing, and the only way to do that thing is when you're about to begin the sessions. And I mean like the first session before the first session for that race. And yeah, we moved to another lobby and we set the race distance up to 35%. So we're gonna have 23 laps of the full race, but before that we are going to begin qualifying for the full race. Some people got confused thinking that the grid for the race was going to be determined by the sprint result, but well, I think I said, or maybe the league owner said that it was gonna be that way, qualifying for the race. And we are seeing that we are 12 drivers instead of only 8. So yeah, there's gonna be drivers who will fail to score points if they finish, and if 2 drivers don't finish the race, if you finish the race, you'll get points no matter when or which position you finish. Well, I think I have said 2 words with the same meaning, and hope we get a good qualifying for this race. On our second flying lap, we are doing pretty decently, but on our first one it was pretty badly. I did lots of mistakes, huge ones, and on that lap I was clearing those huge mistakes and we set a 112.159, which puts us into second place despite setting the fastest sectors 1 and 2, but I did not set the fastest sector 3, and with that I got into second place. Temp, or Bunny as I sometimes refer to him, is on provisional pole position. And yeah, it was a decent lap time and hope I improve on the next flying lap, which I'll do it at the end of this session. I set the balanced set of tire location for this lobby because I don't know, maybe there's gonna be a safety car that might need to me do 2 sets of medium tires, but I don't know, maybe I have done a mistake because it is gonna be a 35% race distance race and it's gonna be 23 laps long, and the default strategy it's gonna be a soft medium. So I don't know, maybe I have done a mistake and I should put the soft tire location instead of the balanced ones. I don't know, I have 2 sets of medium tires, but in reality I would need 1, but I don't know, just to make a bit secure about it. I don't know, maybe it can happen one situation where I need 2 sets of medium tires, but it is very unlikely. I think I went too safe on this occasion. So yeah, I think I have done the mistake of choosing the balanced set of tire location instead of the soft ones, which the soft ones gives you 4 sets of soft tires, but they only give you 1 set of medium tires. But on the balanced one they only give you 3 sets of soft tires, but they give you 2 sets of medium tires. So yeah, that's why I decided to go and only use 2 sets of soft tires in qualifying and save 1 for the race. And we are seeing that, oh boy, I think we have spent 2 sets of soft tires. Oh boy, I don't know, I think I have done a mistake, another mistake. Just a quick fact, on the sprint lobby I have set the softer tire location because I needed only 1 set of medium tires, because I knew that after the sprint we would move to another lobby for the race. So yeah, I was thinking it's gonna be a 6 lap per race. I think I don't need any medium tires, and yeah, I was right, I need lots of soft tires. And yeah, we are waiting for the 2-minute mark to reach, and after that we leave the garage and hope we set a faster lap time and get the pole position. When I was on my outlet for the 3rd and final flying lap, I realized that I was using the used soft tires that I did on the 2nd one, but still I have already used 2 sets of soft tires. So in reality I think that was the right way, because I think I have to go for 1 soft tire for the race. And yeah, using the used soft tires meant that I'll lose a bit of performance in the corners, and that's the thing that you're seeing in the delta time. I'm losing 0.2 of a second now, and I don't think I'll improve the lap time, and I'm going to maintain on the highest position, 2nd place. And unfortunately I invalidated my lap time, and so that means that my qualifying lap has been ruined. And to make things way worse, I locked my rear brakes, but still it doesn't matter because I have invalidated my lap time and I'm having lots of oversteer and ice spawn, and qualifying is over for me. And with that, let's see how many places are we gonna fall down. Maybe we won't even fall down and we're gonna maintain 2nd place, and Temp is gonna be the driver who will set pole position. And yes, Temp sets pole position with a lap time of 1:11.704. Meanwhile, I am qualifying in 2nd place, and I'll start in that position. The driver who qualified 3rd position was Perrog. Ugo Racing qualified 4th position. My teammate qualified 5th. Black Motion 6th position. Mario FJ in 7th place. Wag in 8th. Lucas in 9th. VF in 10th position. And the 2 drivers that qualified outside of the top 10 are El Marquitos and G Bemix, the slowest of all of these 12 drivers, setting a lap time of 1:15.268. A pretty slow lap time, and I don't know how, but he might get into the point even though he's pretty slow. So now let's get into the pre-race strategy. And that'll be a default soft medium strategy. I'm going to start with soft tires so I can get a pretty decent start, maybe a good start, so I can overtake them and get into the race lead. I only lowered the fuel down to 37 kilograms, not in the underfuel zone. I don't think there's gonna be a safety car, and also I want to go aggressive, and I don't want to conserve any single fuel. I don't think there's gonna be any safety car in this race, although in the previous races there has been 5 safety cars, but I think this is gonna be deception. There are few drivers, only 12 drivers. I don't think there's gonna be any single safety car. So now let's get into the race and hope we get a clean race. And we are about to begin the race. The 5 red lights have turned on and it's lights out and we're on the way. Temp has left the race and the AI is driving his car, and the Pirog has gotten a pretty good start and he's now into the lead of the race, and we are up into P2, but I should not be in P2 although I have overtaken them, but still in P2 because Pero got an electric start, a pretty good start, and also I don't know if I can overtake him because he has the same pace as me. And also remember that the performance of these cars are on a realistic form, they aren't at equal performance. So I'm on an Alpine, he's on an Aston Martin, so I'm on a slower car than him. So that's gonna be a little bit of a tough thing if I want to overtake him. And we see that my teammate is right behind me in 3rd place, and I don't know if I'm gonna let him pass me, but I want to give a try to at least overtake my sports teammate Perrog, because he is on the same sports team than me, so I call him my sports teammate. But he set the fastest lap of the race, and I don't know if he'll set the fastest lap of the race on this lap, and he'll get pretty far away from me and win easily the race. Unfortunately, he's doing it. He's making the lead way larger, and I got overtaken by my teammate, and I tried to re-overtake him, and we head into turn 3, and I just ran really wide because of the dirty air, and I get less grip by the dirty air, and now we're down to 3rd place. That's pretty bad. I don't know, maybe Hurtado will overtake Perrog, but it seems unlikely, and he'll pave his way to the race win in pretty easy manner. And meanwhile, we also need to conserve a little bit of our fuel because we are on the negative amount of laps that we have of spare of fuel. So yeah, we need to manage a little bit of our fuel, and we cannot be that aggressive. So yeah, that is pretty unfortunate with that situation. Maybe that race win will not be possible. And even though we get DRS from Hurtado, my teammate, I'm not catching him that much, but in reality it is because I was just too far away and I barely got DRS from him. Maybe if I was like half a second behind him, I could have overtaken him, but if I had overtaken him, maybe it could have been way, like, it could have hurted my way into the lead of the race. So yeah, I think I need to maintain behind Agarurtado if I don't have lots of chances to overtake him easily and not lose lots of time trying to overtake him. So yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, but if we want to win, maybe we need to maintain in third place and maybe be like dragged by Agarurtado, being his like my toe from him, and we get DRS from Hurtado. We are 4/10 behind him, and we begin lap 7, and we are about to overtake him down the inside, and we are doing it, and we head into turn 1, and we are now in second place. We overtake him pretty easily, but I ran a bit wide, so yeah, that is not an ideal one. And now the gap between ourselves and Perog is now 2.4 seconds, so I don't know, maybe it's gonna be pretty hard. I think it's gonna be impossible unless there is a safety car. And wait, no way! I have locked my rear brakes and I drifted and I lost a second on that corner from that pretty big mistake. No, I lost a second and a half, and now we are down to third place. And I don't know. I know what to say, but no. In reality, I don't know what to say. I know what happened, but I cannot explain. Sorry about that thing, but yeah, I made Hurtado's chances to get the win way harder, and also mine's. So yeah, it was a lose-lose situation. That was a pretty unfortunate situation. Oh man, I think I have forgotten to brake well. I don't know how to brake well anymore. I forgot to do it. I don't know how to brake properly anymore. I tried to brake as good as I want to brake, and I'm not doing that well. I don't know what's happening to me. I cannot brake well. I don't know why. I think it's gonna a little bit differently in the brake pedal. I don't know. And I almost spun, and help me. I'm struggling. Honestly, I'm struggling, and I'm getting pressurized by Black Mushu, and I'm running wide once again. I'm not braking well. I forgot how to brake well. Help me, please. I just don't want to be overtaken by Black Mushu, and unfortunately I might be overtaken by him. So yeah, that is pretty bad, and man, wish I did not make that mistake on the 7th lap. And man, we are down to P4, and Black Mushu is on hard tires, and he's run out of ERS. So yeah, that is a full humiliation. But also I'm on worn soft tires. Tire wear has hit me, and Black Mushu, he's on hard tires and he gets less tire wear. So maybe it is now the time where the hard tires might be faster than the soft tires. And I also made a mistake into turn 5, but in this time it wasn't that severe as the one I did on the 7th lap, but still I'm down to 4th place, but I at least got DRS from Black Mushu, so maybe I get the chance to get back into P3 and maybe get back into P2. Despite being flying to box in this lap, the end of lap 11, I decided to box at the end of lap 12 because Agarurtado decided to box at the end of lap 11 and he was in front of me, and I did not want to be double stacked. And we are now into the race lead, but I ran wide. I got past the braking zone. I got too much speed into turn 1, and I did not calculate it that much about my braking distance, and now we are down to P2 once again. And Perog and my teammate boxed, and we head into turn 5, braking, and oh my goodness, we have done it again. We have done the same major mistake as on lap 7, but in this time I think it was way worse, and I think it is because tire is kicking a lot, and oh man, we are now more than a second behind the race leader, and now we are boxing in this lap, and that means that we're gonna run 11 laps on medium tires, way less than the amount of laps we have done on this set of tires, the soft tires. And we are entering the pit lane, and we, oh boy, I got teleported back into the pit lane line. I think I went too much to the right. We're changing our tires, and we get into the new medium tires. We are down to P4, of course, but well, hope we get the chances to get once again into P2. And to make things worse, we're down to P5, not down to P4, down to P5, and hope we get into the podium positions pretty easily, but I don't think it's gonna happen in that way. And instead, we need to be really fast and overtake these drivers in not an easy way. Mario FJ is being lapped, as well as GBMX. They are being driven by the AI, as well as I don't know who is that driver. Oh, Ugo Racing. These 3 drivers left the race, and the AI are driving their cars. And now the gap between Lucas and myself is 2.8 seconds. Hope that gap gets reduced a lot, so we can get back a few places. Pero sets the fastest lap of the race, and now it is 10 laps to go. So hope we get way more places. Black Mushu boxes, and he's on soft tires, but I did not overtake Black Mushu, and instead he's down to P4, overtaken by Lucas, and he might get into the chance to overtake Lucas, but he might lose time because he has to fight for it, and maybe Lucas won't do that quest pretty easily for him, so maybe Lucas might do my favor and he's run out of ERS. Maybe he might make Mushu lose time, and oh boy, he might get run out of patience, and I'm referring to Black Mushu in terms of wanting to overtake. Oh my goodness, to overtake Lucas, and he rear-ended Lucas, and we are back in P3 in a pretty easy manner. And thank you Black Mushu for giving me P3. He rear-ended Lucas, and Lucas spun, and Black Mushu, I think he got front wing damage, and now with that we are up into the podium, but in a pretty easy manner, so we did not lose any time. And we see that Temp is getting lapped. He did not join back to the race, and so that means that the AI was driving his car for the entirety of the race. Well, the good thing is that the lapped cars are ghosted, so we don't lose time. I don't know how, but I got pretty fast on millions that at the end of lap 18 I caught up with my teammate, and exiting the final corner I opened my DRS and I overtake Aurotao pretty easily, and we get up into P2 in an easy manner. And if we get the miracle, we might overtake Perrog and get into the race lead, but it is gonna be a miracle because the gap between Perrog and myself is 8.7 seconds. And despite that, we set the fastest sector 1. I don't know what's happening. I got pretty fast and I'm not struggling a lot with the brakings. I don't know why I'm not struggling that much. I think it's because of the grip. And yeah, we are closing on him, referring to Perog, a little bit much. Oh my goodness me, no, never mind. I ran wide into turn 9. I did pretty badly. And despite that, the gap maintained the same. And wow, that is pretty surprising for me, because I shouldn't beat that fast. And now the safety car has been deployed, and it's gonna be the only safety car of the race, because it's gonna be 4 laps to go, and my teammate is gonna box, and that means that it is gonna be a double stack because I also boxed. Unfortunately, I don't have any new softs anymore, because yeah, I have used all of those 3 that I have for the race. So yeah, that's why choosing the balanced set of tire location for this race, it was a mistake. I went too safe, and yeah, I should have 4 sets of soft tires instead of only 3. But now we are on the used soft tires, but at least it isn't that used. It is at like 6% of tire wear, and I almost crashed into the safety car, although it isn't that close, but still I got pretty scared about it. And we are still in second place. The good thing is that the field will get punched up, so we'll have lots of chances to overtake Perog after the safety car and get into the race lead and win the race. So hope that thing happens. I think Perog is gonna box for soft tires. Of course he's doing it, because it is the smart choice, and it is gonna be the obvious choice, because everyone is going to box for soft tires, and he's gonna do it because I am on soft tires, and he wants to go for soft tires, so he gets the better grip, the faster tires, and also that after the safety car it is gonna be just a few laps to end the race, a quick fire sprint. So hope it goes well for me, and hope I win the race. And now let's catch Perog, but we cannot overtake because it is on safety car, and on safety car we cannot overtake. And the reason why I said 2 laps, it's because at the end of lap 21 the safety car ended, and the safety car will always end maximum at 2 laps to go. We begin lap 22. Unfortunately, I did not get a good relaunch compared to Perog, and we begin the quest to overtake Perog, although he is gonna make the quest a little bit hard for me. And we head into turn 4. We get the corners pretty well, and hope we can overtake him in the main straight at the final lap of the race. Hope Agurto doesn't attempt to overtake me, and with that, hope he doesn't overtake me, because if he does, he might make me lose time, and that'll mean that he will win the race pretty easily, and I don't want him to win the race. I want to win the race. And we head into turn 12, and we are heading into the final lap of the race. We are a little bit far away from him, and unfortunately we are on the main straight, and we are pretty far away from him that I cannot overtake him. Despite that, we get the fastest lap of the race. Oh man, we ran out of straight, and the gap was down to 0.4 of a second. We begin the final lap of the race, and unfortunately it is getting smaller and smaller, the chances of me getting the win. We set the fastest sector 1, and even with that the gap gets increased up into 0.7 seconds, now up into 0.8 seconds. That's pretty bad for me. I am running out of chances to get the win. The only thing is that he makes a big mistake, for example spinning or running so wide that he loses seconds, and I overtake him and get into the race win. We set personal sector 2, although that would mean that Perog set a faster sector 2 than me on this lap, and now the gap has increased up into a second. That is unfortunate, and he is gonna win the race, and we get into the final corner. I ran wide. That is pretty bad, and he sets the fastest lap of the race. He stole my fastest lap, and he wins the race with the full points, and I finished second place. Man, I wasn't satisfied with that. I wish I could have won the race. Hurtado finished third place, my teammate, so it is a 234 Alpine and it is a 124 THR. Man, to make things worse, he told us that the safety car saved him, Perro, because he was running out of fuel before the safety car. So that would mean that if there wasn't any safety car, I could have caught him and won the race. Man, that safety car hindered my chances to win the race instead. That is pretty unlucky for me. Man, wish there wasn't any safety car in this race, because if there wasn't any safety car, he could have been forced to run slowly because of the fuel, and I could have overtaken him maybe on the final lap of the race and won the race. Pero won the race with the fastest lap, followed by myself. Then I got Hurtado. Then Wack finished 4th place, Lucas in 5th, El Marquitos in 6th position, Temp in 7th place, Hugo Racing in 8th, Mario in 9th, GPMX in 10th, Josue BF in 11th, and Black Mushu is the only driver who DNF'd and did not get classified. Only 6 players, real players, finished the race. 7th, 8th, and 9th positioned were only like AI who drove their cars to the finish line. So in reality, there were only 6 legit finishers and 10 official finishers, maybe even 11 official finishers. I don't know if the one who finished 3 laps down did really finish the race. I don't know, but with that, we ended this episode. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and with that, see you guys in the next video. But before we end this video, we need to talk about the championship standings, which is that no, never mind. No. We are yet to be shown up the updated championship standings. So yeah, have a nice day. Yeah, actually, and yeah, goodbye.